In modern relationships, navigating the complexities of love, respect, and commitment can be a delicate balancing act. Every individual brings their own baggage, beliefs, and personal philosophies into their relationships, and these values often collide when it comes to infidelity, emotional boundaries, and how to treat others in a romantic context. One particularly unsettling sentiment that some men express when involved in extramarital affairs is the statement, "I respect my wife too much to do to her what I'm going to do to you." At first glance, this phrase can be deeply confusing and hurtful. How can someone express respect for their spouse, yet be willing to engage in behavior that might betray that very respect? This article will delve into the psychology behind this statement, explore the implications of such behavior, and unpack what it means for both the individual making the statement and those who are on the receiving end of it. Along the way, we will explore the nature of respect in relationships, the dangers of emotional manipulation, and the complex dynamics of infidelity. Paradox of respect. To begin understanding this phenomenon, we must first consider what respect truly means in a relationship. Respect is often seen as a cornerstone of healthy partnerships. It involves valuing the other person, honoring their feelings, boundaries, and autonomy, and treating them with dignity. In the context of marriage, respect also entails loyalty and trust. When a person says they respect their partner, it implies they are committed to upholding these values and principles, which should, by definition, prevent betrayal and dishonesty. However, the phrase, "I respect my wife too much to do to her what I'm going to do to you," suggests a paradoxical mindset. On one hand, the man claims to value his wife and preserve her emotional well-being by not engaging in certain actions with her. On the other hand, he is willing to engage in the very same behaviors with someone else, perhaps even without guilt. This paradox could stem from a number of psychological factors and rationalizations. Rationalization of infidelity. One common reason men might use this phrase is to justify their infidelity. The belief that they can respect their wife in one context but not in another is an attempt to compartmentalize their actions. They may argue that their wife is too good or too pure for the kind of behavior they intend to engage in, therefore choosing to direct their attention and desires towards someone they perceive as more suitable for their needs. This rationalization allows them to maintain the image of a loving and respectful husband while still engaging in actions that contradict these values. For some men, the justification for their behavior may also be rooted in an internal belief that their actions won't have lasting consequences for their wife. They may view their extramarital activities as separate from their marriage, convincing themselves that their wife will never find out, or if she does, the affair won't significantly damage their relationship. This form of cognitive dissonance, holding two contradictory beliefs at once, can help mitigate any feelings of guilt or shame. Manipulation and power dynamics. Another significant element of this phrase is the element of manipulation. Often when a man says, "I respect my wife too much to do to her what I'm going to do to you," he may be trying to exert control over the person he's pursuing. The implication here is that the woman he's speaking to is somehow more worthy of his attention in this context, and that this makes the act more permissible. This line may also serve to create a false sense of exclusivity or specialness, making the woman feel as if she's being chosen for something unique. It's a subtle but powerful tactic that manipulates emotions to lower resistance. In some cases, it can also be a way of testing boundaries, gauging whether the woman is willing to engage in the affair, or if she will reject the overture. Moreover, the phrase can highlight an imbalance of power. By suggesting that the man would never do such things with his wife, but is willing to do them with someone else, he creates a distinction between the two women. This power dynamic is often rooted in the need to feel dominant or desired while keeping the wife on a pedestal, thereby reinforcing the notion that his actions don't count or are somehow less harmful because they are kept separate from his primary relationship. The impact on the person. Receiving the statement. For the woman on the receiving end of this statement, the experience can be emotionally confusing and damaging. At first, she may feel flattered by the attention and the sense of being chosen for something forbidden or secretive. However, as she processes the implications of the statement, feelings of discomfort and betrayal may arise. The comment is inherently disrespectful, reducing the woman to someone who is merely a vessel for someone else's desires, without considering her own emotions, boundaries, or the larger consequences of the affair. This often leaves the woman questioning her worth, as she is positioned as someone with whom certain boundaries are permissible, while the wife is elevated to a status that makes her seem untouchable or above reproach. It reinforces the idea that the affair is somehow more acceptable because it is being kept separate from the serious relationship of marriage. What it says about the man. When a man makes this statement, it reflects a complex mix of emotional immaturity, a lack of understanding of true respect, and perhaps a desire to keep the different aspects of his life compartmentalized. The need to claim respect for one woman while engaging in betrayal with another suggests an inability to comprehend the impact of his actions on his spouse or any other party involved. It may also suggest that he values appearances and the image of his marriage more than the integrity of the relationship itself. Furthermore, it could reveal a certain level of self-delusion. The man might convince himself that he is not really betraying his wife by creating a distinction between how he treats her and how he treats his extramarital partner. This compartmentalization allows him to justify his behavior without fully acknowledging the inherent disrespect in cheating. Dangers of emotional manipulation. One of the key risks of situations like this is the emotional manipulation at play. The statement, "I respect my wife too much to do to her what I'm going to do to you," is a tactic often used by those who want to create an emotional divide between the people involved. It places one woman in a position where she may feel as if she is being offered something that the wife is not allowed to have. This sets up a dynamic where the woman may start to feel emotionally invested or special, thinking that this affair is a rare or unique occurrence. However, such manipulation rarely ends well. If the affair continues, it can lead to feelings of guilt, shame, and heartbreak, as well as significant emotional trauma for all parties involved. Even if the affair is brief or secret, it often leaves lasting scars, particularly when the people involved are left to confront the reality of betrayal and broken trust. The phrase, "I respect my wife too much to do to her what I'm going to do to you," highlights a profound misunderstanding of respect in relationships. True respect goes beyond surface-level boundaries. It is about consistency, transparency, and valuing others as equals. Respect is not something to be compartmentalized or selectively offered. It is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. In relationships, the true measure of respect comes from understanding the importance of loyalty, trust, and emotional integrity. It means treating your partner with dignity, regardless of the circumstances or external temptations. Those who use such justifications for infidelity or emotional manipulation are failing to understand the depth of respect required for healthy relationships. The real challenge is for those on the receiving end of these comments, whether they are the wives or the women caught in the web of manipulation. Recognizing the signs of emotional manipulation and standing firm in one's own worth is essential in breaking free from harmful dynamics. True respect comes from mutual understanding, shared values, and honesty, not from playing with people's emotions or creating unnecessary divides between individuals.